This is a video for Objective 5. Now again, if you have this, you've already done this worksheet, you can follow along to see how you did and to answer any questions you might have. If you haven't done it, you can pause the video as I hold the problem or hold the phone over the problem so that you can see the question and then try and answer it. This one says, how does the graph of y equals 3x squared minus 5 compare to the graph of y equals 3x squared plus 8? Well, one thing you could do if you really don't know what to do, or maybe just having a problem that day on the test, go into the calculator and let's put in there 3x squared minus 5. Let's go in here and put 3x squared, the other one, plus 8 in there. Now I want to be able to tell on the graph the difference, so arrow over and press enter one time and get the darker line for the second one. So here it's going to graph the x squared minus 5, and then you have the x squared plus 8 right here. Well, if you look at the answer choices, it talks about, I'm going to skip down here to H and J because it talks about moving to the right and to the left. Well, that's not what's happening. One's above and one's below, so it's not this. And remember that when you have 4 answer choices here on that test and you cross out 2 of them, man, that helps you relax so that you can focus on the other answers. The next one says the graph of 3x squared minus 5 is 3 units above the graph. Wait a minute. That's nowhere close to 3 units above anything. So it's not this, so it must be G. Well, yeah, it's saying that the minus 5 one down here is 13 units below, and if you counted them all, it is. All right, there's number 2. The volume of a cube is 125 x to the third y to the third cubic units, and the area of its base is 25 x squared y squared square units. What is the length of an edge of the cube in units if x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0? Basically, when you're talking about volume of a cube, volume of any prism is big B times h. Big B is the area of the base. Well, it gives me my volume, and the area of the base is 25 x squared y squared. And all you need is to find the length or the height, however you want to look at that. So what we're doing is we're dividing. Okay, so what we're going to do is have 125 x to the third y to the third over 25 x squared y squared. Well, first what you're going to do is you're going to divide these two numbers. And when you take 125 divided by 25, you get 5. Well, this has a 5, this has a 5, this has a 5. This one has 100, so I'll cross this out. Now when you're dividing, you subtract the exponents. 3 minus 2 is 1x. So I have 5 and then an x to the first power. 3 minus 2 is 1, y. So our answer is H. Number 3. If the graph of y equals 3/4 x squared minus 1 is translated up 4 units, which of the following equations represents the resulting graph? Okay, now what you could do is go into the calculator, if you wanted to, and put in there 3/4 x squared minus 1, press graph. You can go from here and count up 4 units and find out what that new vertex is. I also go on my paper, and since I'm going up, I add, and I add 4. This number right here affects the width, and this stays the same. So it's not this one, not this one. -1 plus 4 is plus 3. There's my plus 3. G is my answer. The last one for this objective. Which expression represents the area of a rectangle with sides measuring x squared y and 2xy squared? Area of a rectangle is length times width, so all I'm going to do is multiply these two. Now there's no coefficient here in the front, well, not one that's written, it's a 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Well, there's the 2, there's the 2. Nope, nope, cross those out. Now there is a 1. If there's not a number written, an exponent written up there, that means that there's a 1 there. So when I look, I have 2 x's and 1 x. That means I've got x to the third, 1 y and 2 y's, y to the third. My answer is A.